everybody. I hope you're all doing absolutely fabulously this wonderful March. I'm Fionuala. I live, work, and garden in Zone 9B, and where I am today is beautiful Cottage Gardens of Petaluma, just outside of Petaluma. We're 45 miles north of San Francisco. Anybody who doesn't live in the area might be wondering, where on earth is Petaluma? Well, that's where it is. So hey, I'm at Cottage Gardens today. It's a gorgeous day. And what I want to talk about is all the exciting things that are happening here at Cottage. What plants am I excited about? But before we even start going there, I just wanted to say thank you everybody for all the comments about last week's video, more about roses, where I talked about container growing. And so many fabulous people shared the stories of growing roses in containers. I had people from Indonesia, I had people in Canada, and all kinds of people sharing their experiences. That made me so happy, and I learned a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But before we go to the roses, there's other things I want to talk about. I'm very excited about a whole bunch of things today happening at Cottage Gardens, so let's get going. All right, I had to start with the Australian plants. If you've been following me at all, you know I was in Australia for a couple of weeks at the beginning of the year, and I was in love with Sydney Botanical Gardens and all the great new plants that I saw in Australia. So as soon as I got back, I ordered in a bunch of fabulous plants. This Hardenbergia, it's from Australia. Happy Wanderer is another name for that. Westringia is another Australian plant, but the exciting ones, come look, grevilleas. This is the first of 3 or 4 that I'm going to share with you today, but just look at this. This particular variety is called Long John. It's got long, skinny leaves, but the flowers are beyond spectacular. We also have leucadendrons, another plant I saw a lot of in Australia. And what is super cool is the flowers on top. Did a whole thing about leucadendrons a few weeks back though, so let's go look at those other grevilleas I want to show you. Look at this one. This is Grevillea Moonlight, one of my absolute favorites. The creamy white, the bees love it as well. And this here is Sylvia. They're just, the flowers, I mean, when you read the description of them, they talk about spidery and this, that, and the other, but honestly, these flowers are just so spectacular. I think it's incredibly difficult to describe them. You just have to look at them. And one of the coolest things, when I was in Australia and New Zealand too, you just see them blooming this time of year, which is kind of amazing because that's a whole other hemisphere. They're way down in the south and they're blooming right now. We're way up in the north, whole other hemisphere, whole other season, and yet they're still blooming at the same time. I've been chatting to various horticulturalists about this. It's fascinating to all of us that this is even happening, that it's not blooming in a particular season so much as month. I mean, it's so, so cool. The other really cool thing about the grevilleas in Australia, they are nectar-producing plants, so they would be swamped with lorikeets, colorful, beautiful parrots. It was just so wonderful. So every time I see one of these, that's what I think of. All right, Australia obsessed. So here are some more amazing plants from Australia. These are Anagasanthus or kangaroo paw. Same thing, they're blooming in the southern hemisphere in Australia right now, and they're blooming here too. Astonishing. Like this particular variety right here has, how do I describe these flowers? Indescribable. They call them kangaroo paw because they're vaguely shaped like a kangaroo paw and they're fuzzy, but I don't think any kangaroo has blue paws like this one. I saw some gray ones and I saw some red ones. This particular one is Celebration's Masquerade. I don't know how else you would describe it. It's definitely a celebration disguised as something else, but I do have other colors too, and I'm excited about every single one of them. This is a more conventional color in this gorgeous red. Kanga cherry, it's called. And then we're back to another really delicious grapey purple. Love this one. It's another Celebrations series. This one's Carnival. Anyway, kangaroo paws, totally amazing, very exciting. If you want to grow a kangaroo paw or an anagasanthus, what you need is full sun, excellent drainage, and soil that does not have too much phosphorus in it. Other than that, they're super simple. They can be a little bit cold hardy, cold tender, a little bit frost tender. So if you can shelter them from the frost, you're really going to have success. Okay, let's leave Australia behind for a minute. I know I'm obsessed. What else am I obsessed with? The fragrance of these incredible erysimum. Erysimum is also known as wallflowers, and this is a little variety that we were testing out. And oh my goodness, it is such a successful little grower and bloomer. I absolutely love it. This one is Color Vibe Orange. Now we're right at the beginning of March. We're grateful for any blooms happening right now. This guy's been blooming for weeks and weeks and weeks. Color Vibe Orange and its sister, Color Vibe Red. Now the name doesn't do it justice at all. This is far more than red. Also really fragrant, but it's another erysimum, Color Vibe Red, a wallflower to us old-fashioned people. And it's fabulous. And they're both low and compact, make great kind of front of the border in a rose garden. I mean, they're really amazing. Tough as can be, easy to grow, deer-proof, and butterflies love them. What more can I say? What else am I excited about? It is way too early really to be planting tomatoes right now, but we brought some out for anybody who's got a greenhouse, anybody who lives somewhere in Southern California or south of San Francisco, basically, that soil is warm enough to plant tomatoes. We have such an incredible variety for you, and this is just the beginning. Yes, it's early, but I am super excited about it, so I had to share. What else am I excited about? As always, I'm excited about the roses. Look at the difference a week of great weather makes. It's absolutely incredible. I'm even beginning to see them shaping up to make the first bud. I walk through every day, checking on them, just making sure everything's healthy and strong and looking good and there's no bugs. But I haven't found any buds yet. I'm still super excited. They're absolutely incredible. They're loving the weather. And I did bring home that Desdemona I talked about last week, and I'm going to plant her tomorrow. I found one. I found a rosebud. Now it's tiny and it's got to get an awful lot bigger, but it is the first. I am so, so happy. And this is a hybrid tea called Secret, which I absolutely love. I happen to own it. I've had it, own it. I happen to grow it. I've had it for must be 20 years now. An oak tree kind of grew up and over it and made it stretch like crazy, but it still gives me gorgeous fragrant roses. So I love that that is the first rosebud I found on our roses this year at Cottage. Secret, hybrid tea. Up in the shady area at Cottage, so many exciting things are happening. The hydrangeas are beginning to leaf out. The wisteria, for the wisteria walk, I'm seeing buds on it. Everything's just about to take off, but what I love almost the most up here is when the Japanese maples start unfurling the foliage. It's so soft and tender and such a sure sign that spring is definitely on the way. Right behind me is a beautiful bloodgood. It's just gorgeous. When the new leaves come out, it's so stunning. And then right here we just have a regular Acer palmatum, regular Japanese maple, not a special hybrid or anything. And it is so gorgeous. It is so sweet and tender and green and pretty that just had to share it. One more thing that is hard not to get excited about are the pansies and the violas right now. They are just popping. And I don't know if you've ever really looked very closely at a pansy flower face. They are stunning. Every single one of them is like a work of art. So I love this particular area right now. They've all decided to bloom all at once and it's stunning. One of my favorites though, it's a little pansy frizzle sizzle mini mix. There's something so incredible about every single one of these blooms. This is a little mix. They all have the same general kind of tones of color, ever so slightly muddy, which, as you know, with my obsession with Coco Loco Rose, I love these indecisive sort of muddy roses. But every little face is absolutely stunning. The other super cool thing about the Frizzle Sizzle mini mix, the tapestry mix, their stems are extra long, so they stand right up and over the foliage, and they make the cutest little tiny bouquets ever. Just look at these. Just picture a tiny bouquet. I'll make one in a minute and you will see. I've been holding off because what I'm most excited about right now are the potatoes. It's March. Around here, March is when you start planting your potatoes. And I have such an amazing array of potatoes for everybody to choose from. I myself am probably going to grow 3 different varieties. I'm going to do them in bags so that I don't get them all mixed up. But potatoes are so much fun to grow. If you've never grown potatoes in your life, they're really fun to grow. They're even more fun to harvest, and they're easy to grow, far easier than anybody seems to think. All you need is excellent drainage, and there's techniques, and I did a whole potato video out there somewhere along the way. You can go find it. We're just going to say right here. But the harvesting of the potatoes, it's like digging for treasure. And the more joy you have in your gardening, the more joy you have in your gardening experience, the better, of course. Gardening is magical anyway, but finding potatoes, oh my goodness, you're in for such a treat if you haven't done this before. Of course, Magic Myrna is one that I'm going to have to grow. I mean, just for the name alone, Magic Myrna, who wouldn't want to have a potato called Magic Myrna? I mean, for goodness sakes. It's a new fingerling, new to me anyway, and it is a gorgeous shape, nice and big, incredibly productive, earlier than most of the other fingerlings. But the coolest thing about it, you get red skin, or you get mottled skin, or you get pale skin. You get a surprise when you're digging them up. You're never sure. Is it going to be a solid red? Is it going to be a red and gold? Is it going to be golden? One thing you do know, it's going to be delicious. One more thing I want to say about my potatoes, they come from Idaho. They come from a fabulous farmer I'm very fond of. They're all certified organic, safe, good, and they're ready to get planted really, really soon. One more thing I'm super excited about are these red twig dogwoods. These are shrubs. These are the shrubby sort of dogwood. And what's so spectacular and gorgeous about them is the contrasting red stems and trunks and the beautiful fresh green foliage. They're about to pop, about to bloom, and they're absolutely amazing. I have 2 varieties here. I can't wait to see this one. It's another red twig, and it's a variegated kind. Really, really setting itself up to be an incredible landscape shrub. So yeah, very excited about these. And there you have it, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed today's real quick, real exciting trip through Cottage Gardens. I know some of you are far, far away, but I hope you really enjoyed it because I am super stoked about some of the things that I've got growing here. I need to get more acres at my own house. I don't know what I'm going to do. But meanwhile, I get to enjoy them right here at Cottage Gardens of Petaluma. I hope you're all having a fabulous time wherever you live. I hope you enjoy your garden. I hope spring is about to come because it is such a magical time. It never fails to make me happy. Favorite time of the year. And I wonder, do I ever think it's not going to come? Or what, because I am just super excited every time I see a new blossom unfurl or new foliage popping out in the Japanese maples, and I really love sharing it with you. So find me on Facebook or Instagram, or drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear what excited you in your garden this week. But what I'd love more than anything is if you just come on by Cottage Gardens of Petaluma. See you next time, everybody. Happy gardening.